Good evening and welcome to Doordarshan Kendra Kohima. I am Zijinyo with the news. First, the headlines. Japan Prime Minister Sanai Takaichi says India partnership more important amid global uncertainty. General Dhiraj Seth takes charge as 31st Army Chief, unveils Vijay Vision. Viksit Bharat G Act comes into force with 125 days employment guarantee, revised wages effective nationwide. Prime Minister Narendra Modi says 11 years of digital India have redefined governance and empowered citizens. And now the news in detail. Japanese Prime Minister Sanai Takaichi today said collaboration with India has become increasingly important amid growing global uncertainty as she departed for New Delhi to attend the 16th India-Japan Annual Summit. She is scheduled to hold bilateral talks with Prime Minister Narendra Modi tomorrow. Takaichi said the discussions will focus on strengthening the India-Japan strategic partnership, enhancing cooperation in economic security and promoting investment and innovation through greater business collaboration. She also announced that more than 150 representatives from Japan's business community will participate in the Japan-India Economic Forum alongside the summit. Stressing the importance of a free and open Indo-Pacific, she said India and Japan, as major democratic nations in Asia, share the responsibility of ensuring regional peace and stability. Takaichi also expressed confidence that the visit would further deepen bilateral ties and strengthen the long-standing partnership as well as personal trust between the two leaders. General Dhiraj Seth today assumed charge as the 31st Chief of the Army Staff, succeeding General Upendra Dwivedi. Outlining his roadmap for a technology-driven and future-ready force, General Seth unveiled the Vijay Vision, focusing on vigilance, innovation, jointness, Atmanirbharta and Yodha First. Addressing officers after taking over, he reaffirmed his commitment to the ideals of duty, honor and nation first and paid a tribute to soldiers who made the supreme sacrifice in service of the nation. He said the Indian Army would accelerate modernization, strengthen operational readiness and enhance coordination with the Navy and Air Force. An alumnus of the National Defense Academy, General Seth brings nearly 4 decades of distinguished military experience across operational, strategic and capability development roles. The Viksit Bharat Guarantee for Rozgar and Ajivika Mission Gramin Act 2025 came into force across the country today, replacing the earlier rural employment framework. The new law increases the statutory employment guarantee from 100 to 125 days for every eligible rural household and aims to strengthen livelihood security, create durable rural assets and promote sustainable rural development. The center has also notified revised wage rates under the Act, with an interim minimum wage of 300 rupees per day and a national average wage of 327.4 rupees. According to the Rural Development Ministry, Arunachal Pradesh and Nagaland have received the highest percentage wage increase of nearly 24.5%. Union Rural Development Minister Shivraj Singh Chauhan described the rollout as a historic step towards building prosperous villages. He added that the act would create new livelihood opportunities, empower women and accelerate the vision of Viksit Bharat.
For the year 2026-27. According to the government, this will accelerate development works across nearly 280,000 Gram Panchayats in the country.
राज्यों और केंद्र शासित प्रदेशों को इंटरिम एलोकेशन का प्रस्ताव किया और वो एलोकेशन कुल मिला के है 95,692 करोड़ का। अब ये केवल केंद्र का हिस्सा है, राज्य इसमें अपना 40% मिलाएंगे तो कुल मिला के हो जाएगा 1,51,682 करोड़ के आसपास। इतनी विशाल धनराशि।
Prime Minister Narendra Modi today said the Digital India initiative has redefined governance, empowered citizens and accelerated all-round development as it completed 11 years. Marking the milestone, Modi said Digital India has transformed every aspect of public life by improving transparency, efficiency and ease of living. He said the initiative has empowered the poor and underprivileged through seamless digital payments, direct benefit transfers and expanded digital connectivity. The Prime Minister noted that the success of India's digital transformation from the optical fiber network to the rapid growth of digital transactions has drawn global attention. He said Digital India has also promoted innovation across villages, Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities, enabling young entrepreneurs and startups to develop solutions for emerging challenges. Modi added that the initiative has strengthened education, healthcare, agriculture, commerce and public service delivery. He reaffirmed the government's commitment to advancing artificial intelligence, semiconductors, quantum computing and other emerging technologies. Let us now take a short break. Stay tuned.
बिजली का बिल, किराना, स्कूल फीस सब हो गया। बन गया बजट? हाँ, 5,000 बच गए। तो नई साड़ी ले ले? ना, पिछले महीने ही तो ली थी। एक और? नहीं, पहले बजट बनाओ, फिर छोटी-छोटी बचत को बैंक में सेव करो और पैसों को बढ़ते देखो। बढ़ी गई। जाओ भाई।
आरबीआई कहता है
वित्तीय समझदारी समृद्ध नारी।
Welcome back to the news and moving on. India's gross goods and services tax or GST collections rose 13.9% year-on-year to 1,94,812 crore rupees in June this year, reflecting sustained growth in tax revenues. According to Provisional Finance Ministry data, the increase was driven mainly by strong import revenues, which rose 34.6%, while domestic collections grew 6.5%. Net GST revenue stood at 1,62,377 crore rupees, up 11.2% over June last year. Refunds also increased by 29.1% to 32,436 crore rupees. The latest figures comes as India marks 9 years of the GST regime introduced on July 1, 2017. Under the One Nation, One Tax framework, the government says the landmark reform has simplified taxation, strengthened cooperative federalism, expanded the taxpayer base, promoted digital governance and improved ease of doing business. GST 2.0 continues to strengthen inclusive economic growth. The Department of Industries and Commerce Nagaland today honored 8 outstanding entrepreneurs during the Entrepreneur Award 2025 ceremony held in Kohima. Director of Industries and Commerce P. Tokugha Sema congratulated the awarders, describing them as dedicated entrepreneurs whose success reflects years of hard work, perseverance and commitment. He said sustained growth can only be achieved through patience, sincerity and determination. Advisor for Industries and Commerce Hekani Jakalu said the recognition aims to encourage entrepreneurs to expand their businesses at the state, national and global levels. Highlighting the Raising and Accelerating MSME Performance Program, she said 750 MSMEs have been identified for a 6-month mentoring initiative under the Naturally Nagaland campaign to strengthen Made in Nagaland products. She urged entrepreneurs to embrace continuous learning, build sustainable business systems and avoid the founder's trap by delegating responsibilities. Jakalu said entrepreneurs will play a vital role in driving Nagaland's economic growth, employment generation and enterprise development in the years ahead. A 2-day training program on Karma Yogi Kartavya Karyashala began today at the Administrative Training Institute in Kohima. Organized by the Personnel and Administrative Reforms Department in collaboration with the Capacity Building Commission and ATI Nagaland, the program has brought together 40 participants from 6 state departments including Nagaland Police, Municipal Affairs, SCERT, Social Welfare, Health and Family Welfare and the State Institute of Rural Development. Addressing the inaugural session, Additional Chief Secretary and Director General of ATI, V. Shashank Shekhar urged government officials to serve the most vulnerable sections of society with dedication and empathy. He encouraged participants to become change makers and role models, saying such capacity building initiatives contribute to the vision of Viksit Bharat. The nationwide Karma Yogi Kartavya Karyakram aims to promote a culture of selfless public service among frontline government officials through structured training, mentorship and a cascading capacity building model across departments. Union Finance and Corporate Affairs Minister Nirmala Sitharaman has begun a 4-day official visit to France to deepen the India-France strategic partnership through high-level engagements on economic cooperation, investment, technology and innovation. During the visit, she will co-chair the India-France Economic and Financial Dialogue with France Minister of Economy and hold bilateral meetings to identify new avenues for cooperation. The Finance Minister will also interact with global business leaders and participate in a roundtable highlighting India's strong macroeconomic fundamentals, structural reforms and investment opportunities. She is scheduled to attend the Les Rencontres Economiques Aix-en-Provence, where she will also speak on promoting the growth of a new middle class. Sitharaman will also visit the International Thermonuclear Experimental Reactor Project and France Campus Cyber to strengthen scientific, technological and cybersecurity cooperation. The visit will conclude with meetings with regional leaders and members of the Indian diaspora in France. And now in football, Mexico defeated Ecuador 2-0 in the round of 32 at the FIFA World Cup to register their first World Cup knockout stage victory in 40 years. Raul Jimenez and Julian Quinón scored as the co-host progressed to the round of 16, where they will face either England or the Democratic Republic of Congo. France also booked their place in the last 16th with a convincing 3-0 victory over Sweden. Kylian Mbappe scored twice to take his World Cup tally to 18 goals, moving closer to the all-time tournament scoring record. In another round of 32 encounter, Norway edged past Ivory Coast 2-1 after Erling Haaland struck the decisive goal in the 86th minute. Norway will now take on Brazil in the round of 16. Later tonight, England faced the Democratic Republic of Congo in the remaining round of 32 fixture.
Their first win in the competition and with it a place in the knockout stages by beating Uzbekistan 3-1. England are big favourites to progress to the last 16. However, DR Congo have already shown they are capable of springing up and upset And Belgium coach Rudi Garcia has said his side head into their World Cup last 32 clash with Senegal with a fully fit squad. Belgium began their World Cup campaign with successive draws against Egypt and Iran in Group G, but claimed top spot courtesy of a 5-1 rout of New Zealand. Romelu Lukaku, Belgium's all-time record scorer, played barely an hour for Napoli this season, but due to a nagging hamstring injury, but he has made an impact at the tournament.
Let's take a look at the weather reports of the district headquarters of Nagaland.
Kohima today recorded a maximum temperature of 25 degrees Celsius and a minimum temperature of 20 degrees Celsius, while Dimapur had a maximum temperature of 32 degrees Celsius and a minimum temperature of 25 degrees Celsius. Wokha experienced a maximum temperature of 26 degrees Celsius and a minimum temperature of 22 degrees Celsius. Mokokchung had a maximum temperature of 26 degrees Celsius and a minimum temperature of 20 degrees Celsius. Mon had a maximum temperature of 28 degrees Celsius and a minimum temperature of 23 degrees Celsius. Towards the east, Twinsang had a maximum temperature of 22 degrees Celsius and a minimum temperature of 17 degrees Celsius. Zinabuto had a maximum temperature of 24 degrees Celsius and a minimum temperature of 18 degrees Celsius. Phak had a maximum temperature of 23 degrees Celsius and a minimum temperature of 17 degrees Celsius. That's all for the weather report.
And to end the news, here's a recap of the main points. Japan Prime Minister Sanai Takaichi says India partnership more important amid global uncertainty. General Dhiraj Seth takes charge as 31st Army Chief unveils Vijay Vision. Viksit Bharat GRAMJI Act comes into force with 125 days employment guarantee, revised wages effective nationwide. And Prime Minister Narendra Modi says 11 years of digital India have redefined governance and empowered citizens. And with this, we have come to the end of this evening's bulletin. Good night.